Question 21. Determine the maximum area of a triangle. By the way, what's an area of a triangle? If the sum of its base and height is 10. So we have base. Let's say let B rep base. Let H represent height. Let A represent area. And of course we know that area equals base times height over 2 for any triangle. And our relationship between B and H is that the sum of its base and height, right here, is 10 centimeters. So now we have two relationships. The point of this whole thing is to maximize. This is a max. So somehow we're going to make area a quadratic, and its max is going to end up being our maximum area. That's a point we need. So, but this is not a quadratic yet. But what we can do is, we can rewrite this, looks like a smiley face, it's just an arrow, as base equals 10 minus height. And we can substitute it into here, to that base. Okay, let's do that. Area equals 10 minus h times h over 2. In which case we get area equals minus h over 2, h squared over 2. And where do we get that from, by the way? Let's just see. That's basically this times h. And then, right? And everything's over 2. And then we have a plus 10h over 2. Where do we get that from? We got that from, we got that from 10 over 2 times h, right? H is being multiplied by everything. All right, so now we have a quadratic equation. So we know A, the relationship between A is going to be a parabola. And it's upside down because of this minus. Oops, we erased it. Because of this minus right there, we know it's going to be opening downwards, which gives it a maximum, which means we can maximize area. So our next step would be to complete the square. Basically, how do we get the next number? We have to add, oh wait, we do that next. Our first step is to take out this minus half. So we're left with h squared plus 10 no, we take out the half, right? So we're left with minus 10h. Yeah? And then what we do next is we divide 10 by 2. We have to add and subtract some number. And it's going to be 10 over 2 squared. C equals 10 over 2 squared, which is basically 25 minus 25, right? Is equal to 5 squared, which is equal to 25. So, this is a perfect square. A equals minus half h minus 5 squared. How do we get this minus 25 outside of our brackets? Well, we have to multiply it by minus 25 times minus half. Well, that's just equal to area equals minus half height minus 5 square plus 25 over 2, or 12.5. So now I have my equation, and my vertex is going to have a maximum of, or my vertex would be -5, or sorry, +5 from there, and then 25. And that's pretty much it. So what does that mean? That means determine the maximum area. Oops, did I say 25? I meant 12.5. The maximum area of a triangle when the base and height add to 10 is 12.5 centimeters square. And that's it. That's 21.